بسم الله الحمد لله مصليا على محمد وآله ومن تلا أما بعد. As we come to a benefit بإذن الله تعالى, we want to mention a very beneficial reminder in regards to the creed, in regards to Tawheed, in regards to monotheism, in regards to having the correct belief of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we want to mention just a small benefit, inshallah, tabaraka wa ta'ala, التوحيد. نقول في توحيد الله معتقدين بتوفيق الله إن الله وحده لا شريك له, as is mentioned in the text of Aqidah Tahawi rahimahullah ta'ala. We say about the oneness of Allah subhanahu, believing in the guidance of Allah azza wa jalla, that Allah is one without any partners. So this is يعني أساس الأول. This is the foundation, the very first foundation that the Muslim, he must believe in, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that he has no partners, that there is nothing like him, وَلَا شَيْء مِثْلُهُ, that there is nothing like Allah azza wa jalla, and there is nothing that is compared to him, or there is nothing that is equal to him. وَلَا شَيْء يُعْجِزُهُ, and there is nothing that can weaken him. So although Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he is alone in his descriptions and his magnificent self, and his uniqueness and oneness, that there's no comparison to him, that we cannot compare ourselves to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَلَا إِلَهَ غَيْرُهُ, there's nothing worthy of worship except him. So this statement, يَا أَيُّهَا الْإِخْوَةِ, oh my brothers and sisters as well, this statement, وَلَا إِلَهَ غَيْرُهُ, there's nothing worthy of worship but him. This phrase, this statement, لا إله إلا الله, and لا إله إلا الله يعني لا معبود بالحق إلا الله, there's nothing that deserves to be worshipped except Allah in truth, that he is the true deity who deserves to be worshipped. قدموا بلا ابتداع دائم بلا انتهاء, he is the internal without a beginning, and enduring without an end. He is the internal without a beginning. Naam ya ayyuhan nas. So this is imperative for the Muslim to believe in this creed, to believe in the Tawheed, the oneness of Allah azza wa jalla. And then that is mentioned as that the Imam rahimahullah, he mentions that لا يفني ولا يبيد, لا يفني ولا يبيد, he will never perish nor come to an end, Jalla wa ala. And we as human beings will come to an end. We as human beings will eventually die, sooner or later. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he never dies, he never comes to an end. And so he mentions وَلَا يَكُونُ إِلَّا مَا يُرِيدُ, and nothing happens except by his will. And this is imperative for us to have this correct belief. And you find from those who say they believe in Allah, or they say that they worship Allah azza wa jalla, they claim Islam, but they have this corrupt belief that something happened, something else happened, and that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has no control of that affair. But rather, nothing happens except what he wills. Nothing happens except that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has knowledge of that. He has knowledge of that which has taken place. He also have knowledge of that which didn't take place. And if it did took place, how would the outcome would have been? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has knowledge. He has knowledge of all of the affairs. Nothing happens except what He wills. No imagination can fully conceive of Him. No imagination can fully conceive of Him. لا تبلغوه أوهام ولا تدركه أفهام. No understanding can fully comprehend Him. No imagination can fully conceive Him. And no understanding can fully comprehend Him. ولا تدركه أفهام. نعم. And individuals, they go astray in trying to figure out the how and the why. They try to dive too deep and they wind up going astray. As you find from individuals, they can't believe the fact that things happen the way they happen and how it happened. So they try to dive into the qadr of Allah Azza wa Jalla. And they wind up going astray. They wind up leaving Islam. Us as Muslims, we don't dive deep into that affair. We leave those affairs to Allah Azza wa Jalla. And we submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We submit to the decree of Allah. To that which Allah has ordained. To that which Allah has willed. Naam ya ayyuhal ikhwa. So, He does not resemble any created being. He does not resemble any created being. He doesn't have any resemblance of any human being. So when you hear individuals say, they call themselves gods, and they sanctify themselves, and they say that He is, in the form of a god, or whatever the case like that is. And those statements that individuals make, وَعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ, and a refuge is sought from Allah Azza wa Jalla. Then it is mentioned, rahimahullah, الحي لا يموت فيموت الحي ماذا لا يموت. He is living and He never dies, and always sustains and He never sleeps. القيوم لا ينام. He always sustains and He never sleeps. And we as human beings, we are deficient and weak. We sleep, we get tired and nauseous and fatigued. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is free from all of those defects and shortcomings. وهكذا يا أيها الإخوة وأخوات. And like this, all my brothers and sisters, He creates without a need to create. And He provides for His creation without any effort. Everything is here for our benefit. All of the sustenance, from the plants to the animals, all of these things has been put here for our benefit, for us to live off of and benefit from. And also make money from. Subhanallah. So this is no effort that Allah puts in, but rather this is for the benefit of mankind. He provides for individuals. He provides for those who believe, and as well as those who disbelieve in Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. Those who ascribe partners with Him, those who curse Him, who disbelieve in Him, He still provides for them. He still gives them. He still is merciful towards them. Allahu Akbar. So this is something to think about. This is something to think about. That although individuals are disobedient to Him, and we sin on a regular basis, and individuals disbelieve in Him, and you have individuals who go astray and don't worship Him, although they are upon this way, and they are pride and arrogantly boasting about that which they are upon, even though they are like that, He is still providing for them. He is still patient with them. He is still merciful towards them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He causes death with no fear of consequences. And He resurrects without any difficulty. He calls individuals to die without fear of any repercussions, any consequences. Allah does what He wills. We are His creation. We are His slaves. That He does what He wills to His servant, and He's not to be questioned of that which He owns. Allah is not to be questioned of that which He owns, but rather we are going to be questioned. Naam ya ayyuhal ikhwa. So this is something to reflect and to ponder upon. And this is the correct understanding, the correct creed of the Muslim. That we must have this correct creed. We must have this correct belief as a Muslim for the person who bore witness that none has the right to be worshipped except Allah. And that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is His slave and messenger. We must have this correct belief in order to establish the correct worship for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He has existed with His timeless attributes before His creation, which added nothing to His essence. That was already among His attributes. Allah subhanahu, He already had these attributes before creation, before He created anything. This was His attribute already. He already established Himself with this as attributes were before creation. So will they continue forever? It is not because He created the creation that He earned the name. La. The Creator, He didn't earn that name because He created the creation. He was already the Creator. Nor by His making it did He earn the name. Nor by His making this creation and all of that which He has created. He didn't earn that name, the Creator, because of that. He was already the Creator, the Maker. He has the quality of lordship. له معنى ربوبيتي ولا مربوبة ومعنى خالق ولا مخلوق. نعم. He has the quality of lordship without requiring anything to lord over, and the quality of being the Creator without requiring anything to create. Just as He resurrects the dead after they first had life, He deserved this name before He brought them to life. And likewise, He deserved the name of the Creator before He produced them. La ilaha illallah. So this is because He has power over all things, and all things are in need of Him, and every matter is easy for Him. He has no need of anything, for there is nothing like unto Him, and He is the all-hearing, the seeing. He created the creation with His knowledge. وَقُدْرَى لَهُمْ أَقْدَارٌ. نعم يا أيها الإخوة. And He decreed destinies for them. وَضَرَبَ لَهُمْ أَجَلًا. And He set for them lifespans. He set for them your lifespan, the life that you will live and how long you will live. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that. So no one can say, I'm going to live for 50 years. I'm going to live for 100 years. No one knows that. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has set for them lifespans. وَلَمْ يَخْفَى عَلَيْهِ شَيْئًا. And nothing was hidden from Him. Nothing was hidden from Him before He created them. He knew what they would do before He created them. Nothing. ماذا؟ وَلَمْ يَخْفَى عليه شيئا قبل أن يخلقهم وعلم ما هو عاملون قبل أن يخلقهم. أو كما قال سبحانه وتعالى. Nothing was hidden from Him before He created them. He knew what they would do before He created them. He commanded them to obey Him and he forbade them to disobey him. وأمر يا أيها الناس, he commanded them. وأمرهم بطاعته ونهوهم عن معصيته. He commanded them to obey him, and he forbade them to disobey him. جل وعلا. So everything that occurs is according to his decree and will. His will is always accomplished. This will of the servant, rather, the will of the servant is only what he wills for them. Whatever he wills for them comes to be, and whatever he does not will for them does not come to be. So we want to stop right there so that we can ponder and reflect over that which we have mentioned. And it says upon the Muslim to have the correct and the sound creed as regards to Allah Jalla wa Ala, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he is with us by his knowledge, that Allah, he is all aware of everything, that Allah wills things to happen by his wisdom and by his knowledge, and that we do not know. We do not know, and we shouldn't question Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, his wisdom and his knowledge, but rather we should submit and obey Allah azza wa jalla and worship him subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is a small reminder that we want to remind ourselves with of a Tawheed, Islamic monotheism, having the correct belief of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.